So it's currently 6:10 in the morning. Just got to weigh ourselves. We are £7 down. £7 or 7.2 pounds down in a week. Technically, what that says is 190.6. When I weighed myself a couple of seconds before, two times it was 190.2. I'm going to take the first weigh in, so I'm 190.2. So that means I'm 7.6 pounds down. So that is in the first week and a half of dieting. So yeah, first week and a half of dieting, 7.6 pounds down, and purely just, I still don't even feel it. Still don't even feel it. Things are moving nicely as they should. Staying nice and full for the most part. Appetite's pretty low still, which could be down to numerous factors, but yeah, things are moving as they should at the moment. That's the little supplement stack that I use, but I've got to re-up the stack at the moment because a couple of bits have run out. But yeah, if you are shit at taking supplements, this is what you need. Get yourself on Amazon. I'm going to link it below in the description. No, I'm not sponsored, but trust me, if you are a forgetful bastard and you forget to take your supplements, this is what you need. Mentioned before I set off and get my arse to the gym and stop procrastinating as I do is morning routine. Now, your routine is going to be fundamental to anything, to how you feel, to the work that you get done across the day, how productive you feel, the lack of procrastination. Yes, you could call this procrastination right now, but it's not, because I'm trying to fucking educate you lot, so no, it's not. But yeah, your routine is going to be key. So like, I wake up around 6ish most days, right? With that, if I end up waking up later because I go to bed later or whatever else, I always then tend to find myself in a bit of a rut. And that's just down to the fact that I'm out of routine, and then I feel like my day's sort of already taken a bit of a hit. Your headspace is going to be like crucial to anything. Sleep is going to be crucial to anything, and your routine is going to be crucial for you to be able to tick off certain boxes every single day. So cardio, training, steps, making sure that you're getting your meals in at relatively certain times. Don't need to be exactly bang on, but once you get those things nailed from a routine, whatever routine works for you. Don't need to be a morning person like me. You don't need to be getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and attacking the day and being an early bird, right? You need to find a routine that works for you, whether that's getting up at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then maybe maybe you're someone that likes to work through the night. Do that. It doesn't matter. The routine is just something that's got to work for you to allow you to progress and get you in a position where you're happy with your physique. That is going to differ from person to person. For me, I know what works. I am not a night owl. When I get to the evening, when I get to about 7, 8 o'clock, my brain is smushy. Yeah, smushy. It's got fuck all in it. It's got nothing in it. I've got nothing going on up there. I just want to just sit and watch some Netflix and chill, right? Or maybe some Disney Plus. But you know what I'm saying? We just want to chill, and we want to watch some films, right? Want to watch some Netflix, some series, something that's going to be brain rot. Maybe have a little scroll on TikTok or something after I've been working all day, right? That's what I want to do in an evening. You might be productive in an evening. And if that is you, get to work in an evening. Get to work in an evening. Wake up a little bit later, work in an evening. But if you're like me and you want to get more done in the morning because you are not really that fucking productive in the evening, get up in the morning. Make sure you get up early in the morning. It's going to be hard at first. Setting your alarm earlier, it's going to be hard. But once you attack that first task of the day and you do that thing and you tick that box and you do what you said you were going to do, you've already you've already won the day in a way, because then everything that's going to follow on is going to be better. It's like when you're late to something. And I know I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but it's like when you're late to something in the morning, right? Have you ever noticed when you're late, the rest of the day just feels a little bit shit? It's because your perspective has changed. You're like, oh my God, I am late, which then means this is going to go wrong, that is going to go wrong. Oh, your headspace is in a different place. You need to put yourself in a good headspace from the moment that you get up. Do something. When you set an alarm, you get up straight away. When you set an alarm and get up straight away, you get up, make your bed, get in the shower, have a particular routine that you follow, because then you have won the day. already. And then everything else that follows on is just a bonus. And then if something does crop up in the day that pisses you off, well, guess what? You've already had a good start to the day. Don't let that one thing ruin it. Just get back to doing what was the plan in the first place. But if you start the day on the wrong foot, you get up late, you're fucking late to work, you're late to a meeting, whatever it is, you aren't going to be in a very good headspace, and everything else is then going to go to shit. You're going to fall over getting on the fucking train if you're someone that catches the train. You're probably going to, I don't know, not put your car in park mode, and the car's going to roll back and fucking smash into a wall. I don't know, right? But nothing else is then going to go right, because you're then not going to be thinking clearly to be able to get anything productive done. Arrived at the gym. Let's get in and get reset. Let's get in and get it done. Yeah, it was the first leg of the quad focus session. So the next one is going to be in a couple of days' time. And yeah, because we're going to be bing bing. We're going to be going to 2 leg sessions per week. So the second one's going to be more hamstring focused. So today consisted of standing calf raise, lying leg curl, obviously some sort of hamstring in there, which I always find gets me nice and ready for the leg press. So then leg press. After leg press, then move into a front squat variation. And then, what was it? Leg extension, that's it, to finish off. Jesus, right, maybe it's took it out of me more than I thought. Yeah, probably. Or it's maybe the additional 2 pounds that I've lost. But yeah, so that's legs done now. That's the first session done of this sort of training block. I have a feeling this one's going to be good. It's just my wrist at the moment. The wrist is the only thing that needs sorting. I've just got a pain in my wrist at the moment. I just can't shake, and it's fucking pissing me off. Because you put it in a certain position, so I'll put it in a supinated position. So I'm like that. Anytime I hold my wrist out like that, I get a massive pain on the inside of my wrist. So internally I get a massive pain at the moment, which is getting better as the days go on. But it just means when I'm doing upper at the moment, there is a level of restriction with what I can do, which is annoying. But obviously that is just the game. The game is the game, and you can't actually outwork the game. You just got to do what you got to do. And sometimes that means you're going to get niggles, you're going to get injuries, and you got to deal with it. But yeah, like I said, the main point of the video is going to be talking about when we are actually going to be making a change. Now, at the moment, obviously, we do not need to make a change. The only thing that I'm going to be doing now, which I wasn't doing, which wasn't paying dividends, my appetite was still pretty low. As a result of my appetite being extremely low to the point where I didn't even want to eat, I've just been eating for the sake of eating, for the sake of macros and such. I've not been getting a mixed amount of vegetables in. My fruits haven't been varied, it's just been the same sort of fruits, which ain't a bad thing, but I like to get a variance of different veggies, different colours and different fruits. And the sources of food were the exact same. Now, obviously, the issue with that is I wasn't trying to spice up my meals. I wasn't trying to actually make my meals look appetizing, which then made the meals worse, which for me isn't necessarily an issue, but it is for the enjoyment of the phase. I like to actually enjoy what I'm doing, enjoy what I'm eating. So I've started to incorporate different foods again, not changing the macros, or not changing the calories as such, but the macros are going to be varied because I might be getting some higher fat protein sources in, but the carb sources are going to vary. I'm going to pull back on the cream of rice, and we're just going to be going to oats. We are going to be introducing more veggies, different types of veggies: spinach, peppers, red onions, tender stem broccoli, carrots, anything I can get. Oh, fucking itchy my! Anything I can get my basic bitch hands on, and what I know how to cook properly and make into a nice meal. So that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing. It's making a variant so I actually enjoy what I'm eating again. Because I was looking at my meals, and there was no sense of enjoyment with what I was doing. And if you don't enjoy what you're doing, I can fight past that. For me, the goal is a little bit more than just enjoyment, and that's okay. But at the same time, I do want to enjoy the phase that I'm in, because then that has a knock-on effect on everything. That has a knock-on effect on my routine. That has a knock-on effect on my training, and my whole demeanour changes when I'm enjoying the phase that I'm in with everything. And yeah, sometimes you've got to rely on discipline. You've got to rely on the fact that you just need to do what needs to be done, and enjoyment isn't always going to be there. But at the same time, you need to still enjoy the phase that you're in. And if you're not, for a lot of people, that's going to hold them back in the long run to be able to sustain some sort of phase, to be able to, whether it's growing or whether it's dieting, you ain't going to be able to sustain any phase because you're just not going to enjoy what you're doing. So spice up your meals, use different seasonings, use different veggies, use different sources of fruits, use different sauces. Even if things are going to contain some calories, obviously you've got to be aware that veggies do contain some calories, even if it's minimal. Do I weigh my veggies? No. Fruits are going to contain calories, so do you need to weigh your fruits? Not necessarily, no. But at the same time, mix it up, add these things in, use it to volumize your meals. That's pretty much what I do. It's used as a tool to, one, make my meals look more appetizing, which then, when it comes to hunger spiking and actually making me want to eat a meal and enjoy a meal, it all starts from your eyes. Then it goes to your mouth, and then obviously you digest your food better. And if you are able to digest your food better, you are going to be able to utilize the nutrients more, which then means everything is going to be positive in terms of your training, your ability to recover, because you're processing and metabolizing the food better. It's a genuine thing that if you don't enjoy or look forward to your meal, you are not going to digest the food as well. So yeah, that's been a big change. It's just implementing different food sources. Macronutrients are being slightly adjusted from day to day depending on what I'm doing or depending on what I'm fancying, but the calories have stayed the same. So yeah, calories don't need to change because the weight is dropping, and calories don't need to necessarily go up because yes, the weight loss has been fast, but a lot of that's going to be water retention, and it's going to be just obviously some element of fat loss, but it's going to be a lot of water retention. But the calories don't need to change because my appetite is not through the roof. My training performance hasn't taken a dip. My energy levels have actually gone up. So for me to then adjust the calories or increase the calories because the rate of loss is too fast doesn't make sense right now. But what it does give me the opportunity to do is when the time comes, I've got the ability to have more high days. So then I can introduce more carbohydrates 1-2 days in the week, purely based off the fact that the rate of loss could be a little bit faster. It's all going to depend on what happens from here. So as of right now, the calories have stayed the exact same. I'll put the calories up there for both training days and non-training days. There is no particular high days at the moment. It's just I will have one as of and when I feel like I want it and need it. Food sources have changed. I will be having more steaks. I will be having more salmon fillets, smoked salmon. I will be having a variance between sourdough bread and bagels, but mostly sourdough bread. Cream of rice is going to be taking a step back because although it digests well, I want to have something that is going to digest a little bit slower to, again, make sure that I'm keeping my appetite at bay because calories are low, so at times hunger will start to spike now. I feel that my appetite is slowly coming back. So oats are going in the mix instead of cream of rice because the actual total amount of calories is lower. So I want things that are going to keep me fuller. Rice, jasmine rice, I'm going to put that to the side for a bit and I'm going to utilise potatoes instead. And veggies, different sources of veggies, different seasonings. Make my meals look more appetising, which then is going to have a carryover or a knock-on effect on how I'm digesting the food, which is always going to be king. Digestion is king. But yeah, that's the approach right now. When it comes to your enjoyment, when it comes to your progress that you're going to make, it is all going to come down to what it is that you're doing and are you able to stick to it because you're enjoying the process. The biggest mistake I made was not actually trying to enjoy the phase. I wasn't trying to enjoy the phase. I was just ticking boxes. I was in that robotic mindset of, just tick the boxes, focus on losing weight, focus on fat loss, get a great result, showcase. No. I was bored. Not necessarily of the foods, just of the meals that we're making. I've seen it where people say before, I'm bored of chicken and rice. But I guarantee if you went to Nando's, you'd have a chicken and rice. You'd have more chicken and rice. It's just the way that you're cooking the foods. It's the way that you're seasoning the foods and the sauces that you're adding into the foods to enjoy what you are doing. That is going to create sustainability. That is going to create this less of a need to veer off plan or the cravings that you've got. If you can start to incorporate foods that ease those cravings, if you can start to just enjoy what you're doing, you are gonna spend a lot more time enjoying what you're doing rather than not. So the biggest mistake I've made over the past 10 days up until now, I wasn't enjoying what we're doing. I was playing a game of ticking boxes. And that you just don't want to do. You don't want to do, because you eventually burn out, you eventually get really fucking tired of the phase, and it's not, I wouldn't sack it in, but that's what happens to a lot of people. They will just end up sacking it in and falling off because they put themselves into a position where they just then crave certain foods, they crave certain meals, they then expose themselves to that, and then they can't stop, because then that sort of feeling of enjoyment of that different food that they've had then makes them resent going back to plan. So make sure that whatever you do, whenever you set yourself a target, whenever you set yourself or put yourself into a fat loss phase, or when it comes to building muscle as well, whatever phase you're doing or in, focus not just about ticking boxes. Don't just focus on ticking boxes day to day, because that's fine. That's great. You could be that type of person that just wants to tick boxes. Same. But I also like to enjoy my life. I also like to enjoy what I'm doing. And that makes the process so much easier day to day. You can wake up motivated. You can wake up with a bit of a spring in your step. And that's exactly what I want over these next. Well, it was originally to 16 weeks. But if I'm 7.6 pounds, 7.6 pounds down already, I'm thinking, let's just pull it back a little bit, because 4 months is a long time. So we're probably going to be doing 10, 12 weeks. Yeah, probably going to be doing 10 to 12 weeks. I'll give you an update at the 10-week mark as well. Obviously, I'm going to be updating you throughout as well, the whole process. But we're looking at maybe a 10, 12-week diet, because I think a majority of people do prefer to have less time spent dieting anyway. So what this is more so going to be is an experiment to show you what can be done within 10 to 12 weeks. 16 weeks is a great amount of time for steady rate of loss. Within those periods of time, you could throw in diet breaks, you could put in a week or two of a diet break, and then you can spend a period of time with a higher amount of calories. Weight might increase, but then obviously you can taper it back down and then push. Within 10 to 12 weeks, it's just going to be continuous fat loss every single week, which is what I want. I don't want a diet break. I don't want to have to put the food up for 1, 2, 3 weeks. I'm not bothered about that. I'm focused on a continuous rate of loss. A continuous rate of loss every single week that I can keep on working towards. I don't need a diet break, and I don't need any time off of dieting. Whilst with 16 weeks, I probably would enjoy that. I probably would enjoy just a week or 2 weeks of just a higher amount of food, because there is a thing such as diet fatigue, and it's nice to spend a bit of time away from dieting to be able to bring you back, or bring yourself mentally back in a position to push again. But yeah, we ain't doing that. We're doing 10 to 12 weeks, because again, I know you lot, or you watching this video, would probably want something along the realms, or within the realms of 10 to 12 weeks, to be able to see what you can do. So I'll show you how much weight we lose, what we do throughout the process, and yeah, what the sort of vision and process was to get from A to B. So if you enjoyed the video, if you found this useful, please do like the channel. God, you can tell I'm tired. I don't even know what time it is. Guys, if you like the video, then please do like the video. You know what I'm saying. If you like the video, stick around for some more content. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next video.